sports fan out there. Welcome to the first episode of a Casual on a Mic podcast. Join with me, Malachi Wiggins, who is, as I said in a clip before, a sorry Green Bay Packers fan. But anyway, that is not the point. That is not what we're here to discuss. All right. Okay, I want to talk about the NFC Championship game.
Yes, sir.
Is this Seattle team a real Super Bowl contender, or are they aided by luck in what people would say a somewhat easy schedule, even though I think that's complete bullshit. But whatever.
I think they are Super Bowl contenders. They got all the pieces. They got great coaching. It's just going to come down to execution on Sunday. So, I believe if they stick to the plan, they don't turn over the ball as much, that they are going to win the Super Bowl.
Obviously, I'm a Seahawks fan. You know me forever. But obviously, they're a Super Bowl contender this year, being in the Super Bowl. But what about going forward? Do you think that their coaches, like some of their coaches, are going to be poached? Some of their players?
I feel like if they stick to what they did this year, for the most part, and try to keep most of their players, I'm not really sure who's leaving or staying yet, but if they keep the same system, they should still be as dominant as they were this season.
Their offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, is on the coaching market. A few offers from the Cardinals and the Raiders. Do you think it'd be better for him to go be a head coach somewhere, take that chance with the Raiders, who are probably going to draft Mendoza, or even with the Cardinals, which that's a fucking shit show over there. They haven't been able to figure out anything over there. And same thing for the Raiders. The Raiders have went through, I think it's 7 QBs over the past few years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. They can't figure out anything. And the same thing with the Cardinals. They had Kyler Murray, and it just feels like the whole thing has just been wishy-washy from the beginning of it. So, where do you think would be better? Do you think for him it would be better to stay with Seattle and keep building what he has, kind of like what the Chiefs offensive coordinator has done? Or do you think he should go try his luck at being a head coach somewhere?
I think he should stay because there's no telling what they can do next season. If they do good next season, then might as well keep the ball rolling and see where the team can go.
So, but what if he has a bad season next season, right? What if this is, let's just say this is a one and done scenario for the Seahawks, and then he really never gets that opportunity again?
If that does happen, I'll just say wait it out, like 1 or 2 years. If it don't work, then find other options.
And another thing is, right, we don't know what Mike Tomlin's going to do in the future. He's going to broadcasting, and he's not coaching next year.
Yeah.
He's not going to be coaching next year, but we don't know what he's going to do in the future. Like, what if he comes back and could take more opportunities? There's a lot of other coaches out there that could take those opportunities away. I do tend to agree with you. I don't think he should leave this year, especially no telling what the Seahawks could do in the future. I mean, this was really supposed to be a Seahawks like building block here. So the fact that they are in the Super Bowl on this year, and the same thing with the team that they're playing, the Patriots, I think he should stay and keep giving it a chance. Another thing I want to talk to you about is the Rams. Is Sean McVay able to win another Super Bowl with the team that he has, or what is it going to take for the Rams to be able to get back or win another Super Bowl?
I feel like they're there. They have most of the pieces. I think the offense is good. Defense and special teams, I think that's kind of where the problem was. I think that's actually the reason they lost the game with the muff fumble, and all the momentum just went to the Seahawks. So if they can sharpen up their special teams, I believe they can get back to the Super Bowl.
The defense, though, at the beginning of the year was solid. I mean, it ranked at the beginning of the year statistically one of the best in the leagues, and it kind of just fell apart. Where do you put that on Sean McVay, or whose fault is it that the defense didn't sustain its excellence throughout the season?
I guess it's just execution. I would say. I don't know. I don't know exactly if it's Sean McVay, but
But if it is what you're saying, if it's execution, wouldn't being able to execute the game plan come on the feet of the coach? You got to get your
true.
defense prepared week in and week out. And from what I've learned as brief time in coaching, if you don't really get your players like see Sean McVay as a very offensive oriented guy. The offense for the Rams have always been under Sean McVay, high flying, ready to go. But when it comes to the defense, without Aaron Donald, it's always been lackluster. And Nate Landman this year, their line, their middle linebacker, is a great player. I feel like they have great pieces.
Hmm.
It's weird how defense just falls apart in these big games. It's crazy to me. I think
Yeah.
Sean McVay is a great coach, but to have as great of teams as he always has and fall short like this, it's crazy. I mean, they did it with the Eagles last year too. It was, and in this season they did it with the Eagles. I mean,
Yeah.
it's uh,
Just some kinks
I
they
would
got to
say,
work out in the off season.
yeah, and I don't know what they can really do at this moment in time to make it better, but I definitely think their offense is great.
Yeah.
And where I think they also kind of went wrong in that NFC Championship game when I was watching was they stopped running the ball, and every time the Rams ran the ball, I felt like they were getting 5 yards a carry.
Yep.
Between both running backs, I think they ran it 19 times, 17 times,
Yep. Blake
and
Blake Corum was actually averaging 6.1 yards per carry.
he got the least amount of touches in the game.
Yep.
I know Kyron Williams is a dog, right? Notre
Kyler,
Dame guy, but
yeah.
uh,
He
you
had
got to be able to run
10
the ball.
carries, 39 yards, 3.9 average per carry.
You've got to be able to run the ball in more spots. And I know that they were down, but I never felt like they were down enough in the game to stop running the ball like they did.
Yeah.
And Kyron and Blake Corum were both showing flashes that they could put the game on their back and rush for a ton of yards, and they just didn't do it. Did you happen to see Sean McVay not challenge that call at the end of the game?
Which call? The Cooper
The
Cup?
Cooper Cup fumble. Yep.
I did see that. I was like, it. I think the refereeing is inconsistent, and we need to figure out what is a catch and what is not a catch. Because
Mm.
they told us you got to survive the ground, even if a knee or a butt touches. So Cooper Cup, even though he was down, the ball didn't survive the ground. So we need to the referees need to figure out what's a catch and what's not a catch.
I think that happened another time in these playoffs as well. I guess let me just ask you: was that a catch against the Broncos and Bills?
Yes, most definitely. He never have. They both had the hands on the
Shook your head
ball.
no.
Shut up. They both had their hands on the ball when they went to the ground. No one had possession until he came up with the ball. So I think that was an interception.
Oh, did you think the Bills fans are just being a little whiny?
Most definitely. Because say the defender wasn't there and the ball popped out and it hit the ground. That would have been an incompletion. But since there was a defender there and he got the ball in his hand, it's an interception. So
Oh, that Cooper Cup catch was a fumble in your eyes.
most definitely. Because he made a football play. He made a football play, went to the ground, and the ball came out. I think that is a fumble.
It wasn't an incomplete pass. It was a caught ball. It was down
You know,
and got the first down. So I'm just saying I'm not complaining being a Seahawks fan. A few other things I wanted to talk about a little bit is Did the Ravens make the right choice by firing John Harbaugh?
Um, I don't think so. They should have kept. They should have kept him. I feel like Lamar Jackson's production has decreased, especially in December for some reason. So I feel like they should have kept him because they had the system. They were just right there to get over the hump. It was just always the execution or play calling that screws at least one play that would have led them to a championship game.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't like firing proven coaches with veteran teams,
Yeah,
right? I- There's no telling what kind of coaching you're going to get for the Ravens now. And I mean, I hope it all works out for him, but I don't think. No, I do think John Harbaugh's had some like end of game problems, which is a thing for coaching now. It's like they were always losing fourth quarter games.
yeah,
Oh, there's the Bills game at the beginning of the season, and then with the Steelers, like it's always missed kicks, penalties, special teams, and it seemed like the defense and the offense couldn't have a good game together.
yeah,
And I don't, I know that lays on John Harbaugh, at least with the penalties and one side of the ball not being ready to play week in and week out. But the brother's proven that he's won a lot of games with the Ravens, and I know Lamar reportedly is not a huge fan of John. We don't really know how true
yeah.
that is. The only people is the Ravens organization, but I mean, you've got to figure it out. You've got to figure it out and find a way to win with each other because now you're just throwing a dark blind because your coach and your quarterback couldn't get on the same page. All right,
Do you?
moving on.
One more question.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think they should pay Lamar the money he wants?
Yes, only because at this moment in time, the franchise is they're kind of stuck to him. They're not bad enough to the point where they're going to be in a position to draft someone new. The only
Mm-hmm.
way I could say they could draft someone new and not pay Lamar is if the Raiders were willing to make a trade for Lamar and give them the first round pick. Then you can pick Mendoza or whoever you want.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to do that, if the Raiders aren't willing to do that and you aren't willing to take that chance on Mendoza, then just pay Lamar the money.
That
I
would be
mean,
a crazy trade.
it would be an insane trade. And for something I have to say that people who say Mendoza's not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL, what do you base that off of? Like, I
Exactly.
don't see anything that he did this year to tell me he doesn't have all the intangibles to be a great NFL quarterback. It's all. I mean, he made game winning plays in the national championship.
Yep.
I mean, you watched all those games together closely. My brother had more touchdowns than incompletions at one point
Yep.
before the national championship game. And I know, like, especially with the system that Signetti runs in Indiana, it's easy to do that. It's one read, quick throw, and he had great receivers to help him in a great run game. And I know he's not going to have that in Vegas, but he's smart. He makes game-winning plays. He doesn't
Yep.
run the ball a ton. He doesn't put himself in danger. He's able to take a hit,
Yep.
and especially with one of the owners of the organization being Tom Brady, who nobody believed in as well. You don't think he can figure it out with him? I think the Raiders are in a very good spot with Mendoza, and then when Mendoza comes in, he has a great running back. They just got to figure out the offensive line. They can
Mm-hmm.
make a few trades here or there, get rid of some third, maybe second round picks. I know you kind of want to try to keep those second rounders, But like, if you can get rid of a third or a fourth and go get a better guard, just fix that blind side offensive line area, I think they're
Yeah.
going to be in a lot better situation. All right, another topic I have I want to talk about is Hall of Fame class. I don't know if you know much about it, but Eli Manning being left out of the Hall of Fame class. What do you think of that?
Uh, you want my honest opinion? I would have left Eli out for first ballot Hall of Fame. He's done a lot, but I don't know if he's done enough for first ballot. So
I think this is his second time on. I think
second,
this is his second time on.
oh, if it's his second, that's kind of crazy. You got to put Eli in there.
So is he on the same caliber as Drew Brees, who also got into the Hall of Fame class this year?
Yes, I believe so. Eli Manning went out there and beat y'all Lord and Savior Tom Brady. So
What else? Like, and I know he won 2 Super Bowls, and I understand that. But Drew Brees, statistically, this is like it's not the exact same, but it's statistics versus like a ring
yeah,
argument. And Drew Brees, statistically, even though he only won 1 Super Bowl, is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
does Eli have any MVPs?
Eli has no MVPs. Drew Brees has 1, I think. I'm gonna look that up real quick. You can keep talking.
Yeah, if it's his second year getting left out, I don't know if it's crazy, but who else over Eli?
Drew Brees was never an MVP.
Okay, what about Eli?
Nope, he was just a 2-time Super Bowl MVP, and that's it.
I would give it to him because not a lot of people can make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl twice and get MVP. There's not.
And beat the greatest Patriots team of all time.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. I would give it to him.
So, what do you say to people who say he's not?
I wouldn't necessarily say they're wrong, but I would tell them to look into it because it it does take a lot of skill to get to 2 Super Bowls and win MVP 2 times, especially
Super Bowl
against huh?
Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, Super Bowl MVP, especially against that Patriots team. So you had to have been kind of good to beat that team. So I would tell
But I
them
mean,
to look into it, but I would
for Eli, it was a lot of
understand.
boom or bust. It wasn't like long-term success. It
Hmm.
was a lot of missing the playoff and winning the Super Bowl. It was not a lot of like average.
Hmm.
It's not like the Steelers where they make the playoffs every year but can't go to the big games. It was just like a lot of up and down.
The Packers.
So such
Tragic,
such a
bro.
sorry organization. Such a sorry organization. Had the kicker himself. We know what we call that, brother. But anyway, Brandon McManus,
Brandon McManus needs
great
to
on
pack his
Washington.
bags. He needs to pack his bags and get on that Greyhound bus back to where
Let's
he's
talk
from.
about Packers for a second. We keep talking about, we keep bringing it up. What what were the shortcomings for the Packers this year?
I'll most definitely say injuries and usage of players. Like Matthew Golden shouldn't have got his first touchdown in the playoffs. I think that's kind of crazy. You draft a receiver first in the first round in since like the early 2000s and you don't use him. I think that's kind of crazy. And we had good luck getting Micah Parsons this year. But sadly, at the end of the year, he went down, and our team just fell apart. We went 0-5 without Micah Parsons. So I feel like we need to figure out how to work better together in a system without one of our best players, and we need to prepare more because going 0-5 without one of your greatest players on your team is kind of crazy. You can't win one
But
game.
where do you rate Jordan Love within the NFL of QBs?
So Jordan Love's numbers each year has actually gone up, but right now I'll put Jordan Love. I'll probably put him at 7, top 7.
Seventh best in the NFL.
Yeah.
What do you have to say that he's the seventh best quarterback in the NFL?
He's accurate. He does make
Yeah, but there's a lot of quarterbacks that you can say about. Like, what has he done?
true.
Like,
Jordan.
let's just go through and name them real quick. Let's go through and name them. You got Mahomes at there, right? We don't have to go in order, but let's just Mahomes,
We got Mahomes,
Allen,
Josh Allen. We got
Burrow,
Joe Burrow when he's healthy.
Lamar Jackson,
Lamar Jackson when he's healthy.
Drake May.
Drake May this season.
Yeah, let's just Drake May.
I would put
Matthew Stafford.
Stafford. I would put Jalen Hurts.
I mean, you got to put Caleb Williams this season. Outdueled him.
I can't do it.
To say that Caleb Williams did not play better than Jordan Love this season is straight hate.
I would die on that hill. I'm not giving Caleb Williams his props. I can't do it.
Caleb, ice in his veins.
That
William.
That throw at the end of that game, it hurt as a Packers fan.
But then he has another amazing game against the Rams.
True. I'll say
Jordan Love, every year he's made the playoffs. First round exit. Caleb
true,
did more.
but Jordan Love's numbers in that last game, he was not the reason they lost that game.
100%. I don't think Jordan Love was actually the reason that they lost the game.
He played.
But he did start that game off very hot.
Yeah.
And then went down so fast.
I feel like that was the coaching because during halftime, I feel like the Bears made adjustments and the Packers went out in the second half and they just thought they can do the same thing they did in the first half and they didn't really adjust to the changes.
To kind of end this topic off, Jordan Love is a top 10 QB. Might not be 7th, but a top 10 QB.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. But going based off what you just said in that Packers game, is LaFleur the right coach for the Packers?
I believe he is. Just like John Harbaugh, they just got to they're like 1 to 2 plays to getting over that hump. I don't think he's missed the playoffs since he's been on the Packers. He might have missed
with Rodgers' final year.
Yeah, he might have missed like 1 or 2 years, but that's it. He's made the playoffs every single other year. So I feel like they just got to execute the games because they're up in the games. They're just not finishing the games. So they just got to get over that hump. So
that's been a lot of years though. Like, if not now, when? Like,
I don't know.
Tom Brady and the Bucks couldn't get it done.
No.
Bears couldn't get it done. And now he did get it done against the Cowboys. I think that Jordan Love's first year in the playoffs, that was crazy. But there's so many times where he just the Niners can't beat the Niners. You guys had one of the best QBs in the league, if not the best. Couldn't get
hmm
it done. Have another top 10 QB right now playing at it. We can debate if he really is or not all day, but arguably another top 10 QB, and you're still losing playoff games. It's like,
You want my honest opinion? I feel like
hmm,
the defense is the problem. Because every
so how do you
time,
fix?
huh?
How would you fix the defense?
I don't know, bro. I feel like every time Rodgers would send it into overtime, freaking Cardinals or the Niners, they score in like 1 to 2 plays and we lose. So I feel like our defense, maybe safeties, maybe our corners aren't good enough, but we need to figure something out because
Well, we can always agree on one thing. Even if you did beat the Bears, you weren't beating this team right here. So it's all good. It's all good. You
we
just
were
got sent
finna
to
we were
or what?
finna dog Seattle out.
No, that just y'all couldn't beat Caleb Williams and the Bears, buddy. You were not beating this team right here.
Fair.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And Darnold's a little bit better. Let's just move on.
Better than who?
We're gonna
Yeah,
move on.
yeah, we're gonna move on.
I do want to talk about the Patriots a little bit here. Moving into the AFC side of things, was the Patriots 14-3 regular season a true measure of success or a result of a historic easy schedule?
Both. They did have a very easy schedule this year. They were supposed to win 90% of those games that they did play. But I'm not gonna knock it. They did go out there and they executed because good teams do lose to bad teams. So they did have a 10-game turnaround from last season. So they did like prepare for this season well. But will they be as productive next year? I feel like if Drake May plays at an MVP level again, they have a chance. But they're definitely not going 14-3 again.
Oh, here, I'm gonna get the mic real close, and I know this is gonna be loud, but I just want people to actually answer this question. If the team with the easiest schedule was going to win it every year, why doesn't it happen every single year?
Fair.
So that can't be an excuse for anybody who keeps saying that shit.
I don't know.
It doesn't happen every year.
Yeah.
The team with the easy schedule doesn't win every single year. It's about teams, coaches, QBs, defenses who go in and execute the way that they're supposed to. Yes, maybe this is an admiration. Like, maybe the only reason they have this good of a record is because of an easy schedule. But
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 12 wins with a harder schedule next year.
Yeah.
They're what they probably should have been this year if they had a harder schedule is probably around third or fourth seed instead of being the second. They
Mm-hmm.
still would have been a playoff game, and it's not like the Patriots were bad on the road this year anyway. So I mean, they had an MVP caliber player. Mike Vrabel is a phenomenal coach. I mean, you got to think about what he did at the Titans. The Titans have been. I don't even want to waste my time talking about the Titans. They're so bad. But I mean, I just don't see. I don't get people's viewpoint on the only reason that they're in the Super Bowl is because of an easy schedule. Because if that were true, then they would have lost in the playoffs when they played the Chargers. The Chargers were rolling the season. The Chargers had a good season. Or how about the Texans when nobody had 3 touchdowns against the Texans all season?
Yeah.
Now I know Drake made 3 turnovers in that game, but nobody had done that. Nobody was scoring 20 points on the Texans.
Yeah.
The Bills scored 20 points on the Texans, and they still found a way to do it. So
Yeah,
I just think
definitely comes down to great coaching this year and insane play from Drake May. But I
and Diggs. Diggs balled out this year, being the
Diggs,
number one receiver on that team,
yep.
being a great veteran leader.
During this season though, the Patriots, it seemed like they were blowing out the bad teams and they were kind of staggering at the end of games against good teams. So what do you think they should adjust in the Super Bowl or next season to?
So, my opinion, I think they have a inconsistent run game.
Okay.
I don't think, and I think that's going to be huge for Drake May going forward, where they don't have to rely on him to get those running yards. Like with the Patriots, it's always like 2 yards, 2 yards, and
Mm-hmm.
then eventually you get like a 20-yard run from Henderson. And it's got to be more consistent. And I think Ramondre Stevenson is good, but I think they can get better.
Yeah.
And I think their secondary isn't great. I think they have a really good corner in Gonzalez, but other than that, I think it's pretty weak. Their defensive line is really good, which I think is going to help them in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But because Seattle loves to rely on the run game, but going forward, they're going to need to fix their secondary and their run game. And I think that'll help a lot for next year and take some of the pressure off of Drake May to where he isn't having to run all over the place. And Drake May was sacked 15 times this postseason.
Yeah.
That's got to change. A lot of that is him trying to make big plays, and he's acknowledged that.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to change that because getting hit like that isn't up for sustained success.
Going to the Super Bowl, how do you feel that your team's going back?
Brother, it has been a long time, and it's a rematch. And
Yep.
if the Seahawks win, I never have to hear about Malcolm Butler ever again. Oh my God, I'm so tired of hearing about Malcolm Butler. It's
Yeah.
picked off at the goal line.
That.
And this time, if we're in that situation, you know what we're gonna do? I really didn't think Seattle would make it to this point.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that they would, going into the playoffs, I knew that they were going to win. And you know that. I knew that they were going to be in this point.
Yeah.
But going into the season, I would be lying if I thought that we were going to do anything this season.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This was a shock, and I just hope we can sustain this and that Sam Darnold continues to build. Something I heard on TikTok the other day, and I was just talking to you about this before we started. For anybody who is shocked that Ronald's numbers aren't as good as other QBs, even with having JSN on his team, one, JSN has 1,800 receiving yards. So, yes, he's using him a lot.
Yeah.
That's where he's getting passing it from. But anybody with two eyeballs could tell you that he's not a top 5 quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
Just not where he stands. Now, if he continues to keep building on this, in the way that Seattle uses their offense, they love to use the run game with their two-back system with Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. And then they're not afraid to punt the ball because they have a great defense on the other side and get a stop. And so I just don't want to hear people act so surprised because Darnold doesn't have eye-popping numbers with what he's got on offense. He's been taking care of the ball this postseason. As you said to me before, he had 20 turnovers in the regular season, leading the league. So that's got to get changed. I will say 4 interceptions came against the Rams in one game. So
yeah.
But if we can get that tightened up, and he gets that tightened up, we're gonna be good.
Super Bowl, how you feel the matchups will be?
Oh, I think we're fine. Like I think, like I talked about with the Patriots secondary, I think they're weak in that category because if they want to put Gonzalez, never mind. Let me scratch that. I think if they try to play man, it's going to be a very hard day for them I
Hmm.
think their best chance is to design zone coverage. I think you need to show blitz and then go back in coverage because that's where Darnold struggles the most. Is
Hmm.
when he thinks he's going to be under pressure, he tries to make a quick throw, but somebody drops back and he throws a pick. That's where a lot of those picks come from.
Yeah.
Now, if he's continued to like really understand the game a lot better and slow it down, then I think it's just going to be hard for the Patriots to stop in the first place, and Drake May is going to have to make plays. But
Hmm.
I think I don't think the Patriots are ready to deal with a defense like Seattle's, and
No.
there's no shot to. And I know that they've already played the Texans and the Broncos and the Chargers, who have great defenses,
Hmm.
probably better defensive lines than us. But our secondary, to me, has just been what's been different about every other team. When Drake May looks up and there's nobody that has 2 yards open in front of him,
Yeah.
that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Okay, I do want to talk to you about this. This is completely unfootball related, but this is been bothering you. We're gonna talk about it right now.
All
My
right,
father saying Curry might be top 30 all time. What is your take on
bro.
that?
Stephen Curry. I'm saying this on the podcast. Stephen Curry is top 3 or 2 of all time. I'm standing
And he
on
ain't
my
30.
statement. I'm standing on my statement. I might give him 3. You can't deny LeBron's greatness, and you can't deny Jordan, obviously. So I'll put Curry top 3. Saying he's top 30 is blasphemy.
Might be top 30.
Might be top 30 is crazy. There shouldn't be a might coming out of your mouth about Stephen Wardell Curry. He
Oh,
is
man.
a
So,
unicorn.
why do you think he's the third greatest player of all time?
I just think that when Stephen Curry came in the league, he was hit with a lot of injuries, and everyone was counting him out. They were saying he's too small, he's not built for the league, and he just completely flipped the script on everyone. 2015, 16, he just became absolute dog. And then since since that time, he's broken many records. He's still probably most of the time the smallest on the court, but it feels like he's the largest when he plays because he just does things that are like never been done before. So I feel like Curry has the same amount of rings as LeBron. He doesn't have Finals MVPs, even though he should have 2. I don't know how Iguodala got that, but I feel like Curry's just one of those unicorn players that we have not seen before. Like Jordan, when Jordan was playing, no one ever seen a player like Jordan. LeBron, he's still playing at a high level ish, but he's been in the league for over 20 years with high production. He's carried teams, he's been to multiple championships, he's won multiple championships with different teams. So I feel like those unicorn type players, you have to put them at the top of your list.
Oh, I think it does say something to when Curry is out, the team plummets.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's a lot of, and I, I just don't think that will ever, and this might be a horrible take, leave it up to people to decide, but I think it'd be harder to become a player like Curry. I think people can try, and people do try,
They do
but
they do try.
just to do what he does and night in and night out, I don't think we'll ever be able to see somebody who shoots the ball like him. I think the closest comparison that you'll make to a shooter like him ever is going to be more like Klay Thompson. You could get closer to Klay Thompson than you can to Steph Curry,
Yeah.
and that of itself makes him at least top 30 all time. And shout out to Pops for having the worst take I've ever heard in my life.
You also have to factor in the fact Curry does not get foul calls. So
No,
he just Curry plays the game how it's supposed to be played.
Correct
He,
me if I'm wrong. He has more field goals made than free throws attempted, right?
yep.
I mean, that's insane. And I know that's because he's not going to the paint a lot and he's
Hmm.
shooting the ball a lot. But if you just watch the game, that brother's getting
They
held
are
and
scratches all on his
hurt.
arm.
They're all over him all the time.
It
And my dad said people aren't guarding Curry like they were other players. Like he said they don't guard. He's not guarded like they guarded Kobe.
that's that's insane. Like, did we watch the finals with KD and Curry had 4 people on him? That's how KD was dominant in the finals because even though KD is called the Slim Reaper, Stephen Curry is Stephen Curry, is chef gonna chef. So he was still getting triple teamed and had 4 people on him. So that's how Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant were able to be open so much.
It's just it's an unreal thing that we're watching with him, and I think personally, Curry's got to. He's definitely a top 10. I wouldn't go
Hmm.
as far to say he's top 3. I know you're a Warriors fan, so that's why you say that. But he's definitely top 10.
Hmm.
I would have to kind of go through it to see if I would kick somebody who I'd kick out for him. But I don't think you could say anything less than top 10.
Yeah, he holds too many records. He's broken a lot of people's records. He still,
It's just for me. It's whenever he's out, the team is just
yeah,
horrible. I mean, a lottery pick, literally a lottery pick. When he missed the season, the team was in the lottery. It's just
he went down yesterday with a knee injury. We lost to the Pistons.
the Pistons
Pistons,
are good this year,
they
though.
they are a good
Pistons look
team.
great.
Pistons are a good team, but we're going without Jimmy Butler as well. So I feel like the Warriors are kind of in trouble unless we can make a trade for Giannis before the trade deadline.
Let's get it back into some NFL before we leave this for the day. What have been your biggest surprises for the season?
Biggest surprises this season, I would say, team team declines and the trades that happened this season.
What do you mean by team declines?
Like the Eagles, they were playing at such a high level. Then uh, this year, it kind of felt like they were slow. They didn't look like the same team as last year. Then we head over to the Chiefs. The Chiefs, I don't know what happened this season, but they just fell apart completely. So I feel like a lot of teams declined this season and didn't have as much productiveness as they did last season. And the trades, the Packers getting Micah Parsons, that was
That was an insane
a
trade. Was
glory.
there any other trades that really surprised you or that you thought was real interesting?
Let me check. I'm not
I
too sure
so
about a lot of other teams.
by talk about the team declines. The the Chiefs, it's really they couldn't get pressure on quarterbacks
Yeah,
and they had no run game. Did you know this? Oh, I don't know if it's still true now, but at one point this season, over the midpoint, Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher for the team.
I believe it.
That's insane. Like, and so what I think the Chiefs should do to fix that, I think they need to go get Jeremiah Love. They should sell.
That'll be crazy.
I think they should whatever they got to do in order to get Jeremiah Love on their team. Go get that pick. It looks like the Saints are going to take him. If you can offer something to the Saints, do
Mm-hmm.
it because that run game is atrocious, and being able to give Patrick Mahomes a run game when he comes back from a ACL tear is going to be huge because And anybody saying that Patrick Mahomes should come back early from an ACL tear, you're dumb.
No.
Please shut up. Please shut up. Like,
So,
dealing with knee injuries is not something you just rush back from. You're just
yeah.
going to hurt yourself. You're going to put your team in a worse spot. Just take the recovery time, build the team, give everybody some experience, and come back stronger whenever you're ready. But don't rush it. And then with the Eagles, I like Jalen Hurts. I don't hate him as a quarterback. He's got to throw the ball in the middle of the field better. He's got to be able to anticipate throws better. And I think they'll be better. And this sounds weird, but I think they'll be better out AJ Brown, because I think AJ Brown is
locker room pest.
Yeah, and AJ Brown's a great player, but what I would hate dealing with as a quarterback is somebody who's just constantly complaining they're not getting the ball enough. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to run the offense.
You want to know the funny thing? He was getting the ball. He was just dropping the ball. So if you consistently keep dropping the ball, bro.
That's in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he dropped the ball a few times. But in the beginning half of the season, I understood why he was upset. I mean, he wasn't getting the ball that much, and they were winning close games. But, like,
it's a team sport.
At some point, like, just be okay with being a part of a team. Like,
yeah.
You guys just won the Super Bowl, right? There will be a time when the offense opens up, and maybe this is the offensive coordinator, and that could be totally true. And I actually think the Eagles are looking for a new offensive coordinator, which is interesting. Nobody's taken that job yet. That's something to sell. But offense will open up at some point. Just keep going with the flow until it opens up. There's no need for constant tweets and post-conference interviews and throwing little digs at people, reading books on the sideline about how to calm yourself down and be in a good mental state.
Yeah.
Like, it will be fine. You guys are a great team, and everything will be fine. You just have to believe it and go through this time.
So back to trades. Another trade would probably be Rashid Shaheed.
For Seattle.
That was a great pickup for Seattle.
He won us that game against the Rams, the second one.
Yeah.
Because we were dead in the water in that game, which would have given the Rams the first round bye.
Yep.
And so the fact that there's a lot of things that got us to the Super Bowl. That's the number one factor, is Rashid Shaheed for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
He has been huge for them. And I would have to look at the targets. I'm not really too sure, since he joined the team, how the targets stack up. I would say he's the third option on the team. He's definitely the second best deep threat on the team. Yeah. But he's been huge. I love having him on the team.
Oh, I bet.
But, all right, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. Malachi, appreciate you. We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.